Hello. Welcome to Dave TV. Just reading my morning style section. I'll tell you, I always wanted a really big picture of Robert Allbritton. And there I got it. Look at that. It's huge. It's almost lifelike. It's almost life-size. I said to myself, I always wanted a life-size. Now, here I got it in the post. See, this is what papers do when they don't have enough text, enough stories to fill. You know, when they do budget cuts and they don't have enough news, they run really big graphics and fancy things. I mean, here's a story that's, 3 or 4 paragraphs here, but it takes up 2/3 of the front page because it's all this fancy schmancy graphics and stuff, and because there's really nothing else to fill the paper. Of course, there was a day here, and did Fari? This is Paul Fari, by the way, Thomas Heath, partners in crime. Did Fari break the story? It would have been cool if Paul Fari broke the story. The news came out yesterday morning. Maybe, which was Wednesday. What if Paul Fari had this on Tuesday? No, that's not. No, you report it, after the news comes out like everybody else. But of course, you're the Washington Post, so you run a giant big graphic and all that. So folks are asking me, Dave, what does this all mean? Channel 7. So Joe Allbritton, old man Joe, who passed away back in, December. They owned Channel 7, WJLA, the initials, the call letters, JLA, Joseph L. Allbritton. He also owns a bunch of stations in smaller markets like Harrisburg and Roanoke and Little Rock and places like that. But this is his big kahuna, WJLA. And, of course, he has News Channel 8, the Politico, and all that there in that building, the big building there, the big old USA Today building there in Arlington. Arlingtron, as True Facts and the Insaniacs used to call it. But anyhow, so what's going to happen now to Channel 7? Well, a couple of options. Number one, a couple of interesting things. I must admit that there was a couple interesting things in this Paul Fari piece, like the fact that Allbritton's company has a lot of debt. They need, what does it say? I don't know. It said, however, Allbritton Group lists $455 million of debt on its balance sheet. So, that could be a good reason why they're selling the station. Not necessarily to finance new adventures like the Politico, but anyhow. And JLA was the big kahuna with News Channel 8, the Politico, and all that here in Washington. So what's going to happen now? Yeah, I think it will be sold. People are saying, well, maybe he's exploring the sale, but it may not sell. But I think it will. The other thing is, why go public with it? Why not just do the sale privately, and then just announce it someday? Maybe they're not getting the offers they want. I don't know. But anyhow, if you look at some of these articles, and there was a good one here too. I don't have the Washington Business Journal, but here's a good one here too from Ben Fisher. And guess what? There's a guy, who is he quoted here? Some interesting, really bunch of interesting people he quotes in here, including some idiot who runs a website. What is it? Whatever. But anyhow, so yes. So what are the possibilities? Well, I think there are a couple suitors that we've heard mentioned. The top one would be ABC. ABC has always wanted to have a TV station here in Washington. ABC owns TV stations in large markets, mainly, top 10 markets like New York. They own WABC Television. Philadelphia, they own PVI. San Francisco, the KGO, LA, or KABC. Big markets. It's Chicago WLS. Their television stations. 2 big markets where they don't own their own TV stations is Boston, Channel 5 up there, which is a Hearst station, and here in D.C., where Channel 7 is Allbritton. So I think, the fact that this is such a news capital and they already have a big bureau here, that it would probably be great for them to own a station here. So I think you're going to see ABC probably a major bidder for Channel 7. Now, the question you all wonder is, why hasn't Allbritton already gone to ABC and gotten a deal from them? Because maybe he feels like maybe he has and the deal isn't good enough, and so he's trying to get other bidders to come in and try to bid it up. Who knows? But so anyhow, you gotta wonder what's going on there. But I think ABC would be number uno if, talking about possibly wanting to own a station here. The other possibility is CBS. CBS does not own Channel 9, the CBS affiliate in town. It's Gannett. And, I think CBS, again, which, they own their major stations in big markets like WCBS in New York and KYW in Philly, and they own KPIX in San Francisco. I don't know. I think so. And of course, CBS and KCAL in LA and stuff like that. So they do own their major stations, WBBM in Chicago, and they probably would like to own a station here, but they probably, they don't own Channel 9. So, well, here's an option. Some people have been saying that maybe they would come in and buy Channel 7 and then move CBS onto Channel 7 as a CBS O&O, and then Channel 9, Gannett, would become ABC 9. That's a possibility too. And then CBS could then buy Tribune's Channel 50 and put with CW, because they have a share in CW, and they could have duopoly here in Washington. That's a possibility too. I think it could happen. Again, you'd have to figure out what kind of a contract Gannett has with CBS for Channel 9, because that would have to continue until that ended. So if that goes on for multiple years, I don't know. That might be a fly in the ointment. And then, of course, there's other possibilities like Hearst. They own Channel 11 in Baltimore. They own the ABC affiliate in Boston and stuff like that. They may want to own Channel 7. That would be a possibility. That would give them a big news presence here in Washington. And, of course, the rumbling from the north, 35 miles to the north, Sinclair. What if Sinclair came and bought Channel 7? Ah! Sinclair's been in a crazy buying mode lately. The funny thing about Sinclair, though, is they tend to own more medium and smaller market stations. They don't own a lot of really big market stations. And so they bought Channel 7 here. That would be one of their big market stations. So I don't know if they've got the cash to do that, because they seem to be pretty much tapped out debt-wise at the moment. So I would say that's a very slim possibility. So I'd say ABC is the most likely. I would say CBS is also a possibility. Hearst, who knows? Somebody mentioned on my website the other day the unknown what's his name? Unknown corporate suit. Said Fox might even buy it. Fox already owns Channel 5 here in Washington, and they also own Channel 20. They would sell Channel 20, buy Channel 7, and then put my network TV on Channel 7, and then force ABC to go on to 20, which would hurt ABC and give Fox more of a dominance in Washington. And then they would get, it would actually give a bigger playing field to Channel 5. But, would that work? I don't know. But he's, to own two, quote, VHFers, although that doesn't really matter these days with all digital TV and everybody's pretty much on UHF anyway. So anyhow, that's that. Some other big news. So that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. Some other interesting news today. Where did I see this? Betsy Rothstein. Betsy Rothstein is in tears this morning because Paul Wharton is leaving Washington and moving up to New York so that he can do more reality TV. Paul Wharton is, frequent topic there of Betsy's lust on Fishbowl, D.C., second only to Stephen Chida. So she can't have Stephen Chida for reasons unknown. Now she can't have Paul Wharton. So who's she going after next? Poor lonely Betsy. Poor lonely, rapidly aging Betsy. And also another interesting story, since check out this week's City Paper. City Paper there does a nice piece on Russ Ptacek. Ptacek, P-T-A-C-E-K, all those consonants, Ptacek. He's the guy who goes on Channel 9 and goes into all those like food establishments and finds rat feces under the tables and stuff like that, shuts them down. Entertaining television. And they also quote some idiot who runs a website in here. Whoever that may be. But a really good article here. Check it out. You can find it on WashingtonCityPaper.com, or you can also find it at on your newsstand. You know, the funny thing is I used to be able to find Washington City Paper out here in Wild West Fairfax all over the place. You know, when Tower Records was out here and we used to have Borders and all that. Now you can't find it anywhere. It's just, you know, I think I can find it if I drive into Tyson's. There's a Ranger surplus store that carries it, but that's the closest place. But, you know, I miss Borders, and I do especially miss Tower Records. I miss that place. Those yellow and red bags. I think I still have one in the closet there. All right, folks. Thanks for Dave. Thanks for me. Thank you for me. Thanks for watching Dave TV for the 2nd of May, 2013. And Buck 'em Dano.